question of distance between the disco and the mobile home it serves is an interesting one. There isn't a hard and fast rule that dictates a maximum separation. Instead, the focus is on practicality and convenience. Firstly, consider the accessibility for those who will be using the disco. The goal is for the disco to be within reasonable proximity to the mobile home. What constitutes reasonable depends on several factors, including the layout of the property, any natural obstacles, and the overall intended user experience. A short, easily walkable distance would generally be considered ideal. Secondly, and perhaps equally important, is the concept of visibility. While a precise line of sight requirement might not exist in a formal code, the disco should ideally be in sight of the mobile home. This aids in navigation and helps guests easily locate the disco, especially during nighttime hours or in unfamiliar surroundings. Think of it from a user perspective. If someone is at the mobile home and wants to go to the disco, they should be able to readily see it and understand how to get there. A well-lit path connecting the two structures can also significantly improve both visibility and safety. Thirdly, consider potential safety concerns. If the disco is too far from the mobile home, it could create security issues or increase the risk of accidents, particularly if guests are consuming alcohol. Keeping the disco within a manageable distance allows for better supervision and quicker response in case of emergencies. Fourthly, local ordinances or homeowner association rules might have additional guidelines. It's always best to check with local authorities or the relevant governing bodies to ensure compliance with any specific regulations that might be in place. These regulations could potentially address noise levels, hours of operation, or structural requirements, all of which might be indirectly affected by the distance between the disco and the mobile home. Fifthly, think about the electrical and utility connections. The farther the disco is from the mobile home, the more complex and expensive it becomes to run power, water, and any other necessary utilities. This might necessitate longer cable runs, larger conduit sizes, and potentially even the installation of a subpole to handle the electrical load. All of these factors can add to the overall cost and complexity of the project. Sixthly, consider the impact on the surrounding environment. If the disco is located far from the mobile home, it might require clearing additional land or disrupting natural habitats. This can have negative environmental consequences and might also require obtaining permits or approvals from local authorities. It's important to minimize the environmental footprint of the disco and to ensure that it blends in harmoniously with its surroundings. Seventhly, think about the overall aesthetics of the property. The disco should complement the mobile home and its surroundings, rather than detracting from them. A well-designed disco that is located in close proximity to the mobile home can enhance the overall appeal of the property and create a cohesive and inviting atmosphere. On the other hand, a poorly designed disco that is located too far from the mobile home can look out of place and detract from the overall aesthetic. Eighthly, the placement can affect the noise level perceived at the mobile home. A disco further away provides less noise pollution. Ninthly, accessibility for disabled persons should be considered. Longer distance and possibly uneven terrains can affect mobility. Tenthly, the distance may make it impractical to run security systems to the disco or from the disco to the mobile home. There is no single definitive answer about the maximum distance. The ideal location balances proximity, visibility, safety, and compliance with any applicable regulations, focusing on guest ease of use.